definition, appears made by the government. Members of the symposium, because of first attainment today, a student born and bred from Shankopo is able to share the same learning environment at UNZA with a student. Yes, in conclusion, we appreciate the existence of the private sector, but what they're saying is let them not take the leading role. Instead, let them supplement the inputs of the public sector in
I keep hearing comments being passed from the people that are in the supporting area. So please, can we please avoid passing comments? I think we talked about good behavior and good language, and I think that also applies not only to the participants, but also to us, the supporters. I'll now call upon the first speaker from Evelyn.
My voice is a reincarnation of the great models. The leaders who led Zambia's independence set the nation on the rules of democracy and economic success. Their spirits and souls rest in peace above in heaven. Rise with me, firmly, courageously, through the first clouds, the distant star, beyond the astrosphere, there and right there, Zambia's flag is ready. The motion under discussion today, public sector versus private sector. Lead-led development. What is the way forward for Zambia? Resolve. The public sector educated us in its preamble to say development is not development unless you see how many people are benefiting from this development. Upon an interjection, I did pose a question as to the bursaries and the rioting that we've had. Yet he stated in his response to say the fact that the bursaries are there is a fact. But then how many pupils are benefiting from the bursary?
Pupils.
Members of the House, allow me to make sure that we are educated and in the right way. Nationalism involves the acquisition of existence assets and transfer of ownership. Who is owning these companies in nationalism? The public sector. Who is owning these governments and the companies and the rest of the things? The private sector through privatization. Members of the House, allow me to take us back in the olden days when we had what we call ZCCA, begin of quotation from an internet extract under the subheading privatization. Now the distribution of minerals to other parts of the economy was limited by the economic institution and political strain created by the Copperbelt region that led to the sustainable economic powers. Members of the House, when Zambia was privatized during the year 2001, we saw the success stories of so many companies. We saw each and every company that profited from all those things. Members of the House, to show that I'm not a speaker who speaks from the blues, but from the CNN News, may the good understand that one thing that is so clear and so sustainable in this earth is that privatization is the only way forward if we have to attain total, and I mean total development. Members of the House, allow me to make another quotation from an internet extract and that is subheading nationalism, the perceived consequences of gold mining, taking South Africa as an example. Members of the House, from this table, you are able to notice a questionnaire that was prepared as a survey in South Africa whether this mining company should belong to the public.
Members of the symposium, may the speaker note that the motion has not specified what kind of development we are talking about. So it's development in general. So you cannot talk about the companies that live where when Zambia was privatized. That's economic. What happens to the social development? And development should not cater for specific sectors of the economy.
Members of the House, we need to understand that development is a broad term. It would be advised of me to say development on its own focuses on one sector. Development, by the word development, caters for each and every sector. When they say Zambia is developed, it means each and every sector in Zambia is developed. May I quote that? Members of the House, from this quotation, according to this statement that I gave, in the contrast of the objective that government is not profitable, rather than the interest of the activist. May the good Samaritan please do what's wise. Members of the House, what am I trying to say? When a company is in government hands, their aim is not for profits. Their aim is not to get the benefit out of those companies. But then once taken to the private sector, you will understand that profits will come in. What happens when profits come in? Those profits will be channeled to build roads and to develop the infrastructure, to build schools and to develop the education system, to bring in medicines that will enable the health sector to see that everything is done. Members of the House, allow me to make my last quotation from the subheading privatization and its benefits, under the subheading managerial perspectives. Now, effective monitoring is the best cause of low-powered incentives. According to the managerial perspective, the reason why managers under state-owned enterprises are poorly monitored has to do with the fact that firms are not traded in markets. Members of the House, what is the purpose of business? What is the purpose of a trade if we cannot take our businesses to the market? That is not what the private sector does, but then that is what the public sector does. Members of the House, may the good Samaritan do, please do as wise. To make my final conclusion, and make this House understand that the only way to bring about social development is to show that we have to go the private way. Allow me to make a quotation from Africa's infrastructure under the subheading privatization in African ports. Within a quotation, a lease in the container terminal in the port of Dar es Salaam as
I'll now call upon the second speaker for this time.
Each and every morning in my everyday life, I wake up with high hopes of finding a headline in our local paper stating private hospital have accepted to treat over 1,000 patients for free. Before I go any further, allow me to acknowledge as follows: the chairperson, the judges, all protocol of state. Ladies and gentlemen, the motion this morning states public versus private sector-led development. What is the way forward for Zambia? And my team and I are supporting the public sector. We are saying the public sector is the way forward for Zambia. But before I bring out my argument, allow me to clarify or clarify certain things from what the current speaker stated. We talked of the privatization. I want to ask you a question. During the privatization process, how many Zambians lost jobs? Loads. Everyone. So, the problem at home. No, but it's the question, the lives of men. The number of people who lost jobs and now, coming to my argument, coming to my point, I want to ask you in this direction. If you look at the way the private sector works, they are profit-oriented. So that we interested in is making money, making profit. They will come in the name of self-development and all that. But rather than seeing that the investment will not give them the expected marginal returns, they will not invest. What am I talking about? I want to give a practical example of UNZA. See, for years and years, we the students of UNZA have been crying, calling on board the private sector to invest in their accommodation crisis. But none of them have found our help. But this is what they try to do. They decided to come and put up a shopping mall.
Thank you very much, sir. Very good point you have there. The previous speaker said that the private sector is just interested in making profits. Of course they are. Because when they make profits, it means that their production increases. When production increases, it means that there is need for labor. When there is need for labor,
I want to check what's the way forward for Zambia. But if you look at the current state in Zambia, the private sector is composed of what? Foreigners. Now, what my agenda is concerned, if this profit increase, instead of that money being returned to us, we will be going to China. Too much. The other point is that the public sector should set the limit. I want to highlight to you the danger of allowing the private sector to take the lead. I want to give an example of FRA. Look at what FRA is doing to the millions or to 1,000 of farmers in rural areas. It's there minus let us say how many of our farmers are exploited by these broken buyers. The old prices are controlled because all I'm interested in is making money. But the private sector is interested in what? In benefit of This is why they put up a higher price for which to benefit. Those people who wait to put what they are trying to get so that they can put them in for their children on the table. The other point, ladies and gentlemen, is what will happen if we allow the private sector to get leads. You see, the private sector, if we allow the private sector to take leads, what happens is that we are creating a free market economy in Zambia. We are creating a free market economy in Zambia, and what would this tell us? You see, if we create a free market economy in Zambia, we have a lot of private sector firms coming on board. And what happens is that we risk putting Zambia, or we risk making Zambia a dumping site. Because the number of people now would want to experiment in our economy. Ladies and gentlemen, the other thing is that the private sector is not interested in investing in public goods. What I mean, I'll give an example of the road. How many of us have seen the private sector of them, the development, they are investing in the construction of roads? They are not investing. Why? Because it's a public good. They will not get anything. They cannot stop you. What's the point of them investing in such a good if they know that what they want at the end of the day will not be given to them? So they want to take the lead? No. Members of the House, pose a question to the House to say, where have we seen private entities bringing about development through roads? Okay, I know that, and the House is aware to say, the government hires private contractors that the fact that you have hired someone to do it, the ones leading.
Helping the men But from the proposing delegation, allow me to say that the private sector is the way forward. They are the people who can lead the nation to development. There is an undeclared trust between the public and private sectors in regards to satisfying human wants. In fulfilling human wants, the private sector is leaving the public sector in that. People get more value from the private than from the public. You may ask yourself this question, then why is there so much difference between the public and the private sector? Members of the House of Representation, the answer is very simple. It is because of competition and incentives. Members of the House, the private sector tries to strive in a competitive market, but the public sector does not. To show that indeed I'm a speaker speaking from within and not from without, allow me to quote from this post respect. Private sector is electricity supply. The minister said the long-term solution to the current load shedding being experienced in Zambia lies in promoting private sector participation in the development of electricity. Members of the House of Representatives, they put a push up likewise.
Point of information. You see, my current speaker gave an example of the power supply in Zambia, and she stated to say we need the private sectors to come on board. But as of now, the reason why we're experiencing this current load shedding is due to the water level.
We may be experiencing this load shedding because of low water levels, but it is the public sector in capable hands of importing power. Because we export, it means that we can also import power. The private sector is more innovative than the public sector. They come up with innovative ways to empower members of the community. Take for example, Zambia, which was powered by the private sector members of the House. It indeed gave us 250,000 kwacha, which is approximately $3,000. Now tell me, is the public sector able to do that? To show that I did know what I'm talking about? Allow me to quote yet again from Zambia Mail dated 11th October 2015. Speaking of quotation, the Zambia Business Plan Competition is an initiative aimed at transforming entrepreneurs by supporting small and medium-sized enterprises that create jobs, fostering entrepreneurship to drive the economy forward. Oh, yeah. Now, competition is one of the four components under the TFID funded private enterprise program in Zambia. May I put some items in this Members of the House, I stand here to say yet again that the private sector should indeed take the lead in development because they consider both sides of the economy. They consider both sides of the nation. They consider urban areas and they consider rural areas. How many rural areas have the public sector empowered? But with the private sector, through social responsibility, with the air of building schools, we have Western Province. How many public radio stations do we have in Western Province? And of course, we have the private sector.
A serious point of information.
Let's radio their buying and ratio instead.
Point of information.
To show that I did know what I'm talking about. Allow me to vote again because I believe in evidence and not from speaking from the blues. From the post October 13, 2015, under the headline, government less concerned with reducing inequality gap in rural areas, in rural urban areas.
Point of information, Madam Speaker.
Continue quotation. Zambia Council for Social Development says the government has not done enough to prioritize rural development in many parts of the country. Speaking in an interview at this year's Mukula Payment Traditional Ceremony of Mukulu people of Louis, ZCSD Executive Director Level Cafe said the level of inequality in the country
Point of
high,
information,
and this was as a result of the government's failure to prioritize development in rural areas. Clear, the government's failure, which is the public, to prioritize development in rural areas.
Ati?
The private sector has to lead, but what has our government done? Indeed, it has allowed the private sector to lead, foster development. An example I will give you is this one. I am the government here, and this is the private sector. I have enough of this to lead, but indeed, I'm taking away the battery. How can they perform? This is what is going to enable them to lead in development. Mr. Manager, please Zambia, and they're always praising the president, saying, motive, praise President Lungu. And you will see the post, which is private, very objective enough. Lungu thinks as I indeed step down, if we want our economy to grow, if we want Zambia to develop, if we want Zambia indeed to go to greater heights, we need the private sector. We can't do without them. And as I make my final quotation from the Post online newspaper, speaking of quotation, if Zambia is to achieve its enormous economic potential, the Zambian government needs to allow the private sector to drive growth and take advantage of women's job land. He said WEP does many things. It provides professional networking, that's the private sector. It provides professional networking, business development, and trade capacity, and huge opportunities for networking across. Members of the House of the Station, please stand with me to support the private sector.
Allow me to call upon the last speaker from the University of Zambia.
Very serious point of interjection, Madam Chairman.
The private sector is active. The public sector is not active. The food reserve agency buys medicine from the local farmers at a very, very high price. They buy it at 6 kwacha and sell it down at 3 kwacha. Now, what is the economic implementation of that? It gives you the idea that the purpose of the public sector is not about profit, but about the welfare of an individual. report their financial reports. They make sure that they not expose the public sector to how much profit they make. They instead report any low amount of profit so that they export the rest of the money back to the country. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the speakers from the holding delegation talks about hiring. I don't know if the definition of hiring has changed, but as far as I'm concerned, hiring means you pay someone to do a service. Is that being involved? Definitely not. Ladies and gentlemen, if we look at the provision of the public goods, and that is by trying the public goods. The public good is a good that is good distribution. Non-rivalry and non-exclusive. Non-rivalry means consumption by one individual does not increase the amount of everything. And non-exclusive means you cannot exempt anyone from consuming the public goods. And that is the primary purpose of the public goods. But how many of these private on-premise are able to provide these public goods? So if we allow them to think in development, it means all the public goods that the government is trying to provide will not be provided. Ladies and gentlemen, I also feel that it's very and now we're going to about the contract. Right now, they are carrying out what is called the social contract. These are the funds that are given to the local individual ordinary Zambians in the rural areas to help them in that area. And they do not bring any profit from that. Tell me if this is good or bad. Good. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the private sector is not great. Their core responsibility is to ensure that development is taken to all parts of the country. All parts, and not just a certain sector. Let's look at the investment venture that the private sector have gone into. Look at how many private hospitals we have in every area. How many of you are able to access that service? Only those who are financially stable. And that is what we're going to support our economy to. We allow the private sector to take it. The private sector, on the other hand, have built a lot of housing institutions in the rural areas because they want to bring the service closer to the people of them. And that is our purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not bringing up the fact that the private sector should take the lead, but the private sector can participate in their small way, but the leading role should be taken by the public sector. Because they are the policy maker, and they are the ones who ensure that this development is taken to all the parts. We want everyone to have access to the nation state. Ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the current situation in Zambia. We are seeing a lot of volatility in the exchange. Why do you like that? And what is the cause of that? Let's look at the cause of that stability. It is because the exchange rate has been left to be handled by a private company. This company owns up to over 70% of shares in Mopani Government. And Mopani Government employs over 20,000 acres of Zambian community. Now, they presently pay over 3,800 acres. That will be 3,800 acres remaining. And we have seen because of that, our commodity sector is the only value on the international market. And what does that lead to? Instability in the exchange rate. And what does that do? Increase in prices and exploitation. Ladies and gentlemen, the white man once said, you can't have public health without working with public sector. You can't have public education without working with public sector. Ladies and gentlemen, we are saying the private sector should come on board to help develop our economy. The primary purpose is development, but they should not take the money.
on propounding my points one after another without recognizing the presence of the people when this success. And so to Mr. Chairperson and the body that goes under, I say all protocol. Observe. Yes. The private sector House of Intellectuals is a national economy that is actually not direct in control with the government. The fact that the private sector is not under control of the government makes it even a better reason why they should take the lead. Why do I say so? House of Intellectuals, they gave an example that instead of the private sector to take a lead, they should just come on board. But then, how do you come on board if the public sector is not leading by an example? Let me give you a very good example. We had a case where our former president, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, fell ill at some point. He was taken to a private hospital, Lusaka Trust Hospital. Why wasn't he taken to UTH? Out of intellectual, there are a number of comparisons that are going to give you that will make you realize that indeed the private sector should take the lead. Let's take an example of the media. Let's give an example of movie TV and television. House of Intellectuals, when we were talking about digital migration, they were given a deadline in the media industry. Movie TV, a private-owned media institution, managed to actually fulfill the deadline and ensure that they were ready to move from analog to actually digital. But up to now, those of you that have NBC in your houses and in your room will testify that despite the fact that they have moved from digital, from analog to digital, the pictures still look like they are in digital. That indeed says, actually clearly tells us, the private sector do the very best that they can to ensure that they actually develop this nation. Because as they make the profit, they ensure that their marketing also goes high. But because the private sector do not put in an effort, we've seen the downfall of companies like the Capure Textiles of Zambia, which today is a food reserve agency. We've seen a lot of failure in a lot of companies. So for example, Mungushi Textiles. Mungushi will be here to testify. Yes. Not only we students are affected by the load shedding, yes, they have contributed to the water level. I'll give you an example. Yes. We have the CEC electricity company on the copper belt. Every time, people complain that they have failed to supply electricity on the copper belt. Why is the situation so bad? The fact that we have this. I personally think if we had private companies running Tesco, the situation would have been different. The public sector, represented by the University of Zambia, have probably said, no, the public sector should not be taken because we are the ones owning this land. We are the owners of the land. And they've said a lot of things about examples they gave the University of Zambia that actually gets those bursaries and everything. But let me give you an example. University of Zambia is a public-owned institution. Yes. The same is Evelyn College. Yes. But let me give you an example. Evelyn and University of Zambia, also included the Coca-Cola University, are always in the news of righteous behavior. Is there a time? No. Did you hear that Cavendish University has corrected That is a clear example that the private sector are actually doing enough so that we why there are so many reasons as to why the public sector should not actually take a lead in national development. What's the thing? Who are monitoring and management of public-owned companies and resources. When you come to institutions that I just mentioned, say for example, education institutions like Evelyn and other institutions that are public owned, you realize that the infrastructure is dilapidated. Talk about the ablution blocks, ladies and gentlemen. About lecturers that do not put in an effort despite the fact that they are paid. Is that indeed teaching by example? So, if we say, they should take yes, right now, if we should say the public sector should take a lead in national government, yet right now they are in charge of taking a lead, yet the private sector is doing even better than them. Why should they take a lead? Why not treat the private sector to actually show the money that despite us doing the private sector, we can actually help this country develop? The problem is, we just have it in mind that the private sector is actually the people that come from other countries. To give an example, UK Zambia. This is a company that was started by a Zambian. Today, UK Zambia has a lot of machinery that has helped government to construct a lot of roads. It has helped government to construct a lot of infrastructure. If government should take a lead, they have the resources. Why don't they get their own machinery to actually tell the private sector that what you are doing, we can actually do? That in itself is a clear picture that the government or the public sector does not have confidence in themselves. Let me give you further evidence because the others never gave us any. A sign that they are speaking from the ground. One reason why public-owned companies should not take a lead. An interest extract with me as evidence in Kenya export. Public-owned enterprises in competitive development do not perform better than private-owned companies in the same circumstances. Terms of profitability and efficiency are nearly reformed. One should expect reported efficiency gains from the change in ownership structure in competitive sectors. Increases in profitability are not equivalent to increases in efficiency in general. This is only true in a competitive environment. May the good Samaritan please. Part of the collection, allow me now to make you realize why the private sector should take the lead. One, the private sector improves public sector's financial health and it lowers the deficit of the debt that the country offers. Also, it reduces the net transfer to SOEs in the aggregate. This transfer becomes positive if the government actually starts collecting taxes from the privatized companies. Also, it has a positive impact on the development of the financial sector. This also has a negative impact on employment, yes, in the short run, a positive effect in the medium and in the long run. May the good Samaritan please. Out of the elections, we have resolved as Evelyn College, and as we represent the private sector, we have seen that indeed, despite the government being in full authority of this country, they have failed to take a lead. What do I mean? They have failed to show us by example. But we as the private sector, we have shown them that actually, if only they give us a chance to take a lead, Zambia will be destined to higher heights. Oh my God.
Now wait for the judges to tell some of their marks. during this chat, feel free to go for a break. But before we do that, any of you in the audience that have anything to say with regards to the two topics, make contributions and comments, of course. Nothing to do with what they said, regarding what they said, but just make your own comments and observations about the private sector versus the public sector. Any of you that are willing to make comments.
In the first motion, are we also allowed to comment on it?
Feel free.
Okay, I'll comment on the first motion because I'm interested in the second debate. So in the first motion where a debate was on the two things on the issue of borrowing. I'm sorry, I'm intending to read. It is okay for it because almost all nations are borrowing. But the critical issue to look at is what are we borrowing for? Are we borrowing for consumption? Are we borrowing to give money to the broad civil service? Or are we borrowing to invest in capital projects? Are we investing in road construction? That will better next to industries being established where roads are. If we are borrowing for the right reason, then I ask that they continue to borrow. Because we know at a certain time, we are going to have projects that are going to lead to those taxes being brought back and the like, then we are going to be able to pay back. But if we are going to borrow to give people who are working in the civil service, the broad civil service, then I feel that we erred and something needs to be done and be corrected soon and very soon. And PMRC can do that.
Thank you very much. I want to talk about the conversation I think precisely my government or the public sector policy and the services that are offered compared to the private sector. This is where now private sector is doing very well, extremely well, rather than the public sector. So the government should look into and change the way of metrics in terms of providing services.
I think we can all agree that the situation in our country is not very good and that we've had many hiccups over our government performance and other things. But I think every nation looks up to their government to provide certain services, including health and education, which otherwise there would be no need for us to vote for leaders or to take part in other national activities. So for me, I feel, yes, the government, the private sector is good in one way because they mentioned competition, which is good. If a market should perform well, there should be some level of competition. But there's other services that can only be provided by the government. Because if we take that away, then we will have no welfare. And welfare is something that we cannot take away from the nation. That's why in many countries worldwide, the government still plays a very critical role. So for me, I feel the private sector is good, but all in all, we still need our government to lead. And that's why I'm important the otherwise there will be no.
Yes, thank you very much. Well, you say that in a household, the family structure is made up of the father, the mother, and the father is willing to perform. Each in the government is selling to. In my terms, it would be that he's trying, but he's not reaching that goal. So we go to the neighbor, the private sector. In as much as we want to involve this system into helping us maintain our house, our country, and Zambia, we must set limits for them. They might not care how much we influence the local people, but since the father, the government is responsible for that, it will care for the conditions that these private sectors who are coming in invest with us under our conditions. Our government is responsible for making sure that their services, their conditions for using us are well. That's why it's important, in as much as we would like the private sector to be part of us, or to protect it. Let us also remember that it is the government that is responsible for looking after our well-being as much as they are students.
It's your sister. It's your sister.